What's good, everybody? Ropes. I want to step aside from talking about boxing for a quick second, and I just had to make this video because every time I turn around, I run into somebody out here in Cali, mainly from Long Beach. I run into these cats talking about Snoop Dogg and shit, hating on Snoop Dogg all the time. Snoop Dogg, he ain't no real nigga, homie. He ain't from my hood, homie. He come through, I'm smoke that nigga, homie. He's straight buster, homie. He's a studio gangster, homie. He ain't from my hood. Fuck Snoop. Every time I turn around, I run into these motherfuckers, man. And I'm just thinking to myself, how can you tell Snoop Dogg that he's not from Long Beach? When he was 15 years old and he came out, he was repping Long Beach. Until the day that he dies, the last song Snoop Dogg will ever make, he's going to be still repping Long Beach. He's damn near 20 years in the game, representing the same city, representing the same hood in Long Beach, but yet you motherfuckers still want to hate on Snoop Dogg. You know how many times Snoop Dogg went to bat for the West Coast? He was always there, man. When all these other places was coming at us, when the East Coast was coming at us and the South was coming at us, Snoop Dogg was always the one going at bat for the West Coast. Why can't you motherfuckers finally show this motherfucker some love? Why can't motherfuckers from Long Beach be like, thanks, Snoop. Thanks for putting us on the map. Nobody would be talking about Long Beach if it wasn't for Snoop. Who's the face of the West Coast? When you think of West Coast rap or gangster rap or rappers out of Long Beach, who is the first fucking face that pops into your head? None other than the motherfucker you want to hate on all the time, Snoop Dogg. And y'all can't even say thank you for putting us on the map. Nobody was talking about Long Beach before Snoop. Snoop brought Long Beach to the mainstream, along with the Dog Pound. And there's some other cats around Long Beach too representing, but he is the face of Long Beach. You mean to tell me after 20 years of this motherfucker repping the same city, y'all still can't show him no love? See, the thing is, y'all motherfuckers are sitting around envious and teary-eyed and shit because a motherfucker came from the gutter and made something out of himself. But at the same time, Snoop Dogg never changed. No matter where he goes, no matter what show he goes on, he can go on David Letterman, he can go on the whitest of whitest shows with a completely white audience, and Snoop Dogg is still going to be Snoop Dogg. He's still going to be throwing up Dog Pound. He's still going to be crib walking. He's been the same ever since he came out, and you motherfuckers are still trying to convince me that Snoop Dogg ain't no real cat. Man, y'all need to stop hating, man. See, that's the problem with West Coast rap, man. That's the problem with the West Coast. You know, I got love for the West Coast. This is where I was bred, born and raised. But we got the most ignorant group of niggas right here on the West Coast, especially in Southern Cali. We're the most ignorant group of motherfuckers, man, because every time you turn around, when an artist tries to come out on the West Coast, you got motherfucking thugs trying to put out smack DVDs and YouTube videos trying to expose a motherfucker to be fake and shit. Hating on the game, hating on Dr. Dre, hating on Snoop Dogg, hating on Corrupt, and all the other West Coast artists. That's why the West Coast fell off. That's why we're having a hard time getting back, because the motherfuckers out in the street want to hate on motherfuckers that's trying to make it and shit, and trying to rep their city. Look at the South. That's why the South took over, man. The South didn't take over because they're so much lyrically better than everybody. Don't get me wrong. You know, the South does got some great lyricists. You know, you got your T.I.s, your Andre 3000s. I'm a big fan of Scarface, UGK. Don't get me wrong, they got lyrics, but they're not lyrically the best group of artists in the rap game, in my personal opinion. You can pick out a few, but as a whole, they're not really like that, man. I mean, you look at Little John and the East Side Boys and David Banner and all them cats, they all got together and said, let's get this money together. Let's show them how we can make money. They had collaborations put out compilation albums, mixtapes together, and that's the only reason why the South took over. Because West Coast motherfuckers was hating on each other, and that shit trickled over to the East Coast. They started hating on each other, and the South said, fuck it. This is our chance right here. That's why they took over. We need to start showing our West Coast artists some love. Give them a chance. I don't want to hear about what Game was doing before he started rapping. I don't give a shit about none of that. He's out here making West Coast music. That's all the fuck I care about, man. That's all I want to hear is West Coast come back. The West Coast is back. That's what I want to hear. I want to see motherfuckers giving respect to Snoop Dogg, giving respect to Ice Cube, giving respect to Dr. Dre, giving respect to the Dog Pound, and all the motherfuckers who put the West Coast on the map. Sugar Free, all of them. Stop hating because you can't do nothing with yourself. Because you're not going to convince me Snoop is not from Long Beach. Not after all this goddamn time. You know, this motherfucker still goes to Long Beach and throws block parties and shit. But I run into motherfuckers from Long Beach talking about, oh, Snoop, he can't come here. He ain't allowed to come here. Man, shut up, man. Show him some love. I'm out.